Hey guys, welcome. In today's tutorial, we're going to build a chatbot powered by AI. We're going to use Node.js to make calls to OpenAI API. And we're going to get those responses back and display them in the screen. And then a user can interact with the chatbot. All the code will be available on my GitHub. I'll drop a link in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Without no further ado, let's jump right into it. First, you need to create an OpenAI API account. Even if you have a ChatGPT account, you still need to do this. There's a lot of documentation in the homepage that you can go through with examples, and it's very comprehensive. On the menu, you will have an API keys option, and here you can create your API key that you will use later. Create an API key and copy it to the clipboard. Let's create an environment variable for the API key that we just copied. Next, we're going to install all the dependencies, starting by OpenAI, that allows to interact with the OpenAI API, and the .env package that allows to load all the environment variables from a .env file. And now to the code, we're going to import .env, which allows to load all the environment variables that we have in the .env file automatically without any code. We're going to import OpenAI from OpenAI. And now we're creating an OpenAI client. And next, we create a function chat that is an async call that allows to make requests to the OpenAI API. We are going to create a completion. A completion is just the chat way of continuing the conversation. Based on what we said, in this case, we're going to create an array of message objects. In this case, there's a role of system, and the content, you are an AI assistant, which sets the context for the AI model, essentially telling that its role is an AI assistant. And we're going to use GPT 3.5 Turbo AI model. And we're going to console log the completion object that represents the response from the OpenAI API. The choices contains the output generated by the AI model. Finally, we call our chat function. Okay, now we can run our chat and we get a response from ChatGPT. Hello, how can I assist you today? And with this, we completed our basic example. We're sending a message to OpenAI and we're displaying the response in the terminal. However, this is not what we want to build. We want to be able to type other messages and keep a conversation with a chatbot. For this to happen, we need to do a few things. 1. Listen for a new message. And 2. Send a message to OpenAI while keeping the context so that the chatbot has all the history of the conversation and can reply accordingly. We're going to need a new import, in this case readline, to handle user input and output in the terminal. And we still need our OpenAI client. And we're going to create an instance of the readline interface that we will use to read user input and display messages. Now we create a chat history, which is just an array that tracks all the conversation history. It starts by setting context for the AI model, as we saw before. And now an auxiliary function that takes user input as a parameter and returns an object with the role of user and the user's input as content. It will be used to format user messages consistently. And now the function that sends the messages to OpenAI API. One difference will be the message array will include the entire chat history. So we're using here the spread operator to include both user and AI messages. We're going to extract the response from the model's result and add it to the chat history. And finally, return the content of the response. Okay, and now we're going for the main function that manages the chatbot interaction. And we're going to set the prompt for the user and display the prompt. And now we're going to create two event listeners, one for line, which listens for user input events, and the other one for close, which will listen for when we close the chat. First, we get the user input, and we will check if the user wants to exit the chat by typing exit. If so, we close the chat and exit the application. We format the user's message and we send it to the AI. We console log the response, and finally we prompt the user for the next input. And finally, when the chat is closed, we console log a message and we exit the process. Okay, and now we can run our example, and this time we will be able to send multiple messages, and the chatbot will remember all those messages and reply accordingly. Once we finish, we can type exit and we'll leave the chat. Okay guys, so we finished for today. This tutorial was very basic. This is just the beginning. The key is how you can take leverage of this amazing technology and apply it to your apps that you're going to build. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.